Huh? Vipassana means, Pashyana means see. Vipassana means to see things clearly. That's Vipassana. This is a great contribution of Buddha. Actually, Vipassana was a practice which was there in India earlier also, before Buddha. It is what you call as Tapasya, right? You have heard of the word Tapasya. What is Tapasya? Tapasya means, Tapa means burning. Tapasya means burning. Okay, that's called Tapasya. What do you burn? Okay, so burning of our karmic impressions is called Tapasya. We have heard that rishis will go to forest and do Tapasya, and like that we have heard, right?
Severe tapasya.
Severe Tapasya. So the Tapasya is actually to burn. Tapa means burn. Tapasya means burning. Burning of what? Karmic impressions. Okay, that's called Tapasya. So that practice was there in India earlier also. And Buddha attained enlightenment with the Vipassana practice. It's one of the very good practices. Goenkaji, who is actually Goenkaji, he brought Vipassana. Vipassana practice was lost in India. He brought Vipassana back to India from Burma. So from India, it had at the time of Ashoka, the king Ashoka, he sent people practicing Vipassana meditation to various parts of the world. It went to all many countries, including Burma. Burma was called Swarnabhumi. So two of the enlightened beings called Arhats. Enlightened being is called Arhat or Arihanta. So two enlightened beings, Arihants, took Vipassana meditation from India to Burma. Burma was called Swarnabhumi. It was that in Burma, Vipassana practice was practiced in a good form for a long time. Whereas in the country of origination, which is India, gradually over a period of time, it got lost. Okay, because of various reasons, whatever reason. So Goenkaji started teaching Vipassana in India 1969, and primarily he came to teach his mother, and gradually Vipassana spread from India to all over the world, and all over the world, everywhere in the world, the Vipassana centers are there. It's a very beautiful practice, but intense practice. Let us understand this word Tapasya. Okay, Tapasya means burning of what? When we interact with the world, okay, we gather impressions from the world, various kinds of impressions. Like honeybee gathers honey from various flowers and brings it and deposits in the honeycomb. Similarly, when we interact with the world, our sense organs pick up impressions from the world. So these impressions get deposited in our mind. The mind has 4 aspects, dimensions: conscious mind, subconscious mind, unconscious mind, and superconscious mind. Superconscious mind is normally not accessible to us. Conscious mind is what we see. Subconscious mind is our images, impressions, memories, what comes to us. And unconscious mind is deep within. It is not available to us easily. So the main contribution of Buddha is he understood that enlightenment requires purification of the impressions. The content of subconscious and unconscious has to become empty. Okay. How do you empty it out? You cannot access the unconscious. Subconscious probably you can access. In the sense when you sit for meditation, a lot of thoughts will come, images will come, they will come out. Unconscious, he said, his main understanding is the unconscious mind is accessible to you. Okay? How do you access the unconscious mind? See, when you are waking state, you see the world, there's a conscious mind. When you go to dream state, it's in the subconscious mind, images coming. When you go to deep sleep, what happens? You are not in subconscious, you are not in the conscious, but you are in the unconscious mind. But unconscious mind is still aware. It's not that unconscious in that sense. Unconscious mind is guarding you, guarding and taking care of you. Suppose some mosquito comes and sits in your face, so you go and hit it. Alright? So you are not aware. It just goes hits. And who takes care of that? Unconscious mind. So that means unconscious mind is aware. And it is aware 24 hours, whereas conscious mind is aware only for waking state. So you have something which is in you, which is actually awake for 24 hours. And this unconscious mind is gathering impressions 24 hours. Okay? So which is a bigger challenge. Now that gathering impressions, what way? Unconscious mind is only judging the sensation of the body, pleasant, unpleasant, pleasant, unpleasant. Okay? Pleasant, unpleasant. It's only two judgments, pleasant, unpleasant. Comfortable, uncomfortable. Pleasant, unpleasant. It is like, that's why how it's gathering. So it's pleasant, unpleasant, it gets stored as a reaction in the subconscious impression, unconscious impressions. Now, anything unpleasant happens, that unconscious impressions will come out. And you react, again it gets stored as unconscious impression. So this it goes on. Every time when you react, there is a strengthening of that impression. So now this unconscious impression, pleasant and unpleasant, it becomes a vast storehouse. It's not a small thing because it's running 24 hours. The machine is running 24 hours, not even 8 hours. Conscious mind only you are running 8 hours or 10 hours. Unconscious mind you are running 24/7. So it's gathering impression all the time. And it is reacting all the time because it has to protect you. So the pleasant, unpleasant and throughout the body. Sensations. So this unconscious mind, can it be purified? This is the challenge of Buddha. Okay. Subconscious mind communicates with the conscious mind through what? Images. In dreams you get images. Or in meditation you get thoughts. These are all subconscious mind emptying out. But unconscious mind is not accessible. So this is where Buddha said, you to do Vipassana practice. Vipassana practice has two aspects of that. One is called Samatha practice. Samatha means calming the mind, for which he gave a technique called Anapanasati or breath observation. Then once the mind is calm, become aware of the body, to keep scanning throughout the body. Keep on scanning every part of the body from top to toe. It's continuous scanning. Why do you scan? You are looking for sensations in the body continuously. And what are these sensations representing? Subconscious, unconscious impressions. So unconscious impressions rise and fall, rise and fall, rise and fall like a ocean, waves in the ocean. Keep on coming up and down, up, go up. Keeps on rising and falling. Now because you become aware of those, the unconscious is coming to the conscious. Means you are becoming aware of that. So if you are becoming aware of that, but you don't react to that, then what will happen? Those impressions will go. Those impressions will get out of your system. Okay? So that was the understanding of Buddha. To remove the unconscious impressions, you should be observe the body continuously. Scan the body. Now when you're scanning the body, what will happen? The unconscious impressions will start coming out. First, one sort of unconscious gross sensations like stiffness, pain, severe pain. Okay, pain can be very severe, right? Because if you sit for some time, which you are not accustomed to sitting, back pain can come up, shoulder pain can come up. But if you don't react, the point is you don't react, that impression will come up, it loses momentum, it go. Okay, but if you start reacting, it becomes a more impression.
It stays there.
It stays there. Okay, one impression is gone, then next impression will come up. Okay, it's like peeling up the onion. So you keep on peeling. If you first react to the first impression, it will stay. You peel the onion, next reaction will come. It's like typically when you go to what you call as sari house, right? Women go to sari house. Okay, their job is window shopping. So show me that sari. He shows and touches. Ah, nice. Keep it this way. Another sari. Okay. Hey, no. Keep it aside. Okay. Some sari. So that the shopkeeper knows. Okay. If you are attracted with some sari, that sari keeps in some place. If you are not attracted, he'll keep it in some place. And if you are indifferent, he'll keep it in some other place. Similar unconscious mind, okay, if you are indifferent, it'll throw it out. Anyway, this business not this impression is not working out. It's throw it out of your conscious. If you are attracted or not attracted, so it'll keep stored somewhere. And the stored impression will come up again. So first is actually all gross impressions, pain, sensations will come, and people may feel very, very uncomfortable. But you have to sit. So it will come up, surface, go. Then subtle impressions will start coming. Now these are pleasant, nice impressions. The body has only two understanding: pleasure and pleasant, unpleasant. So unpleasant may go and start becoming pleasant. Now if you start liking the pleasant also will get stored. Okay. So now you should be just observer, sakshi, the witness. The pleasant will also go. In that way, pleasant and unpleasant goes, your unconscious gets emptied out. And when unconscious gets emptied out fully, then it is a state of fully enlightened being called Buddha or Arihant. So this is what a Vipassana practice is about.
Now we want you to transfer that to us.
Yeah, see, the thing is, the beauty of that practice is 10 days silence, right? Now whatever is the anyway, I'll teach you people, but what will happen is that environment of silence of 10 days, intensive practice, that cannot be recreated. Okay, that is very it's a very beautiful environment. So the practice of Vipassana is actually has the benefit of emptying our unconscious contents. Essentially, Vipassana is a continuous awareness of the body. So when you are sakshi means the witness. Witness has to witness body, mind, intellect. And when I teach you Atmavichara, what I am teaching you? Intellect and ego. Manasu, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta. There are 4 aspects. So continuously how to be aware of the intellect, impressions coming in the intellect, the ego. That's what I teach you through Atmavichara. When I teach you Omkara meditation, the Chitta, impressions of Chitta comes out. Okay. So then finally, the deepest layer of the Chitta or unconscious comes out through Vipassana. This is the overall practice.
But they don't have any short-term course, or it's only always 10 days?
10 days it requires because the mind has to become calm down because it is it takes time to settle down. Okay, because we are so much interacting in the world, the mind is constantly in agitation. It will take 4 days to calm down the mind itself, settle down, and that too after silence. No WhatsApp, no TV, no mobile phone, Okay, no internet, no wife, no husband, no
No
coffee,
cooking.
So
no cooking.
husband and wife cannot go together.
No, husband and wife can go together. They're separate, right?
Better
So,
not to go
food
together.
also is minimum. Food also is minimum. Breakfast, lunch.
Others are milking.
3 times they feed.
No,
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Breakfast, dinner is not. Dinner is very light. Very light.
No, dinner means it's just 5 o'clock
Five
snack. That's
snacks.
it. That kadle.
So basically, it is a good practice, tapasya. I would recommend everybody should do it. Okay, it is a very good practice, and do it couple of times.
We thought we should.
You should know. You
Thought.
should go.
Okay.
Okay,
But this is not the first time. ಅಲ್ಲ ಮೊದಲು ಹೋಗಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ನೀವು?
and I'll keep going also. So
Exactly, ಎಲ್ಲಿ the location?
that we'll see. Huh? So you understood the devotion practice.
Okay.
Okay, so ultimately, tapasya means burning your karma. So most of the time we are trying to burn karma of somebody else. Okay, we create heat for others. So burn your karma is called vipassana.
ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರ್ನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಅಂತ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಈಗ.
Alright. So any questions? Okay. So then another part of vipassana I will talk now. Okay. This is overall understanding of vipassana is correct? Any questions? Now as this unconscious impressions get cleared, then the superconscious mind or the higher understanding of life will open up. The mind becomes pure. Superconscious mind means mind is becoming pure. So in that purity, you will understand a lot of universal truths, the higher truths. So Buddha understood the deepest aspect of working of karma. How everything in our life is karmic connection. Okay? Anything you do in your life, anything you get in your life, anything you experience in life is your karmic impressions coming. Your relationships, your experiences in life are nothing but the karmic impressions. This is what he understood. Now, that understanding, you have to have experience yourself. That it has to become your first-hand experience. The understanding is of 3 types. Okay? So somebody tells you that you listen. Okay? That is actually what you call as Shravana. Second type of understanding, you understand. That's called, you understand intellectually. It's called Manana. Now you have to have a direct experience. Then it will be deep and your truth. That is called Nididhyasa. Nididhyasa. So in language of Buddha, the wisdom arising out of hearing, wisdom arising of understanding, and direct understanding, he calls it pradna. So ultimately what liberates you, not the somebody else's information, not your understanding, but your direct experience of the truth. That is what is required for liberation. This is the teaching of Buddha. So he teaches 3 things: Shila, Samadhi, and Panna. Shila means you have to practice a discipline in life. Okay, a strict discipline. Purity. So now that without that purity, what happens? Your mind gets agitated constantly. Okay, you need to have a discipline in life, the way you lead your life. Alright, a strict discipline. Okay, that is called Shila. If you have Shila, some of the people go to, actually we have today every kind of distraction, right? Earlier days we had to alcohol and drug addiction and anything. Now today TV, WhatsApp, Facebook, so entertainment, infotainment, so many distractions are there. Every minute our mind is getting right? Okay, so you need to have a discipline, just like you have a discipline, right? You don't want mosquitoes to enter into your house, so you close the door, you use some mosquito net. So you don't want to gather unnecessary impressions. So similarly, you don't want to gather unnecessary impressions. You need to have a discipline in life. That's called Shila. Okay. So that is to maintain what you have, purity. Otherwise, constantly if you keep on polluting, then what will happen? Huh?
You get diluted.
Undiluted. Then there is third, Shila. Samadhi means concentration. You have to develop a strong concentration. Now this concentration is through breath observation. Okay. So as you observe the breath, the mind keeps moving, mind keeps running away. Finally, you have to master. Breath will become fine, refined. And you can feel the breath as a small point, not even as a gross breath. Just a fine point. So that is the point when your mind has become sharp like a point. Now to observe nature, you need a laser beam. Right? Nowadays laparoscopic surgery is there, no? Okay, the laser surgery. They go inside and using a laser beam, they'll do something. I heard a robotic surgery also, laser surgery. So you do a surgery, very sharp beam. So to understand your own nature, you need a mind which is like a laser. Right now you have a mind which is like a floodlight.
360 degrees.
360 degrees is rotating. Okay. So the mind which is very gross, because you are only accustomed to gross, right? You are only seeing the gross. So the mind which has become sharp and small and fine through practice called breath observation, is called anapanasati, will help you to penetrate the inner understanding of your body mind complex. So Buddha says, or Buddha's teaching is, don't worry about anything else in the outer in the world. Just understand your own nature. But to understand your nature, you need a mind which is sharp enough. With a gross mind, okay, you can try to understand somebody else's mind. Right? After 10 years of marriage, have you not understood me? First of all, you after 30 years of your life, you have not understood yourself. So all the time our complaint is, you have not understood me. Okay? First of all, you have not understood yourself and forget you are understanding somebody else. So understanding of yourself requires a mind which is sharp. With the blunt mind, you can't do that. The sharp mind can be achieved through practice called anapanasati, breath observation. I'll teach you people. I can do that. Sharpen the mind so that it becomes laser beam. Then start observing that with the laser beam, the body. So now when we observe the body with that laser beam, the body will no longer appear like a gross structure. You start understanding the finer structure of the body. What is the finer structure of the body? Body is made up of atoms, molecules, and Buddha calls them kalapas in those earlier days of language. Kalapa means a very subatomic particle. So these kalapas have 4 types. It's like 4 things put together. Earth element, water element, fire element, and wind element. When I say wind element, wind means something which moves. Check, it keeps on moving. Okay. Water element means fluidity. Earth elements means solidity. And fire element means heat. So these 4 elements together form a kalapa, one atom, one subatomic particle. Now your mind constantly interacts with the subatomic particle because unconscious mind is 24 hours, it has 24 hours is guarding you, right? Your unconscious mind is your watchman, watchdog. The watchman has to be alert 24 hours a day. So this unconscious mind is constantly interacting with this subatomic particles of the body 24 hours a day, continuously. Okay? And every time it's reacting. Watchman has to be alert. If something happens, it goes out. Okay? Pleasant, unpleasant. And it keeps on storing the impressions in the unconscious mind. So this interaction you will be able to see at the subatomic level as your mind becomes sharp. So now this information is not Buddha's in teaching, not teaching of somebody else, but your own understanding of your own nature. So Buddha's main teaching is what liberates you, not the second-hand knowledge, direct understanding of your own nature. Nature of the body mind. So the nature of the body mind is also the nature of the universe. Okay. So once you understand that, you know how to release it, because the moment you become aware of that but don't react, become a sakshi, witness, that impression will lose. The impression will go. The constant unconscious reactions will go. So when that impression goes, you will become more and more free. When the mind is becoming more and more free, the reactive part of the mind is becoming more and more free, you will become free from the impurities. Okay? So it's like this. When somebody is craving, let us say somebody has a, somebody likes
Gulab jamun.
tea. Okay, there is a craving for tea. If you get up in the morning and you don't get tea, you feel uncomfortable. I was also in that category. Need a cup of tea. Right? Now, people say that you have to get out of craving. And if you go to doctor will say, get out of this. So the doctor has a list of things, don't do. And people see that and follow that, do exactly what they say. Doctor says don't do. Right? Because they can't get out of the craving. Okay? So the Buddha said the craving you cannot get out at a conscious level. If at conscious level you get out, it becomes a suppression. Okay? You start observing at unconscious level and start observing sensation of the body. That gets eradicated at the unconscious level, which is a reactionary part of the mind. Now you are throwing out that craving from your body itself, rather than suppressing it. Similarly, anger is there against somebody. You get angry. Okay? You don't like that person. Right? The moment you don't like the person comes near you or sees you or you remember him, there is a sensation starts in the body. Uncontrollably anger arises in you. Now anger has only two ways: express or suppress when it comes to consciousness level. Before that if you can do something, before the fire starts you have to do extinguish it. But now it has come to the level of the conscious, then you have only expression or suppression. So what do you do? If your boss gets angry at you, you get angry at the boss, but you suppress. Okay? And that suppressed anger you express on your subordinate. Alright? And whenever you anger, you suppress or express, again it creates impression in you. Because it's a habit pattern. It's called samskara, deep impression. I had told about samskara earlier. So you start creating a deep impression. Now more and more you are giving strength to the deep impression called anger. Either you express it or suppress it. Still you are burning. You express it, it burns somebody else, including you, because you are creating more impression. You suppress it, it burns you. Okay, this is what about anger. So now these two feelings are there, right? What is that? Pleasant, unpleasant. Unpleasant always leads to dislike. Okay, what you call as dvesha, repulsion. And what you like pleasant creates a craving. Okay, now both craving and repulsion bind you because they create more and more reaction in you. So only what can liberate you is witness or sakshi. Become that witness is the practice of vipassana. Any questions?
ಆಯ್ತು.